If you want your dick to be bigger permanently, drink an entire can of flaming hot Mountain Dew. That's right, just one can. It's all you need. If you drink two, your dick will get too big. I drank two and my dick got so big I fell over and my boner put a hole in our vinyl floors. The pain was excruciating. Dicks aren't meant to be that big. I had to go to the hospital. The doctor asked me, "Son, have you been drinking flaming hot Mountain Dew?" Because he had already seen several men come in with bigger dick than they should have, and they had confessed to drinking flaming hot Mountain Dew. I said, "No, sir, I have not." I lied because I was embarrassed. He had to put a big fucking needle in my dick to drain it. And guess what? My dick was full of flaming hot Mountain Dew. I saw him go behind a curtain and he drank it. Then he said he had to go home for an emergency. I think he went home to fuck his wife with his flaming hot Dew dick. I got sent home and my dick was still huge, but not so big it was unsafe. Then I remembered the hole in my vinyl floor, so I called a contractor to fix it. When the contractor got there, he noticed the outline of my cock in my khakis. He asked me, "Sir, are you naturally blessed or have you been drinking flaming hot Mountain Dew?" I said, "Yes, I have, and I have one more can." He offered me $100 for half of the can. I could use the cash, so I said sure, but he needed a cup with a lid because he'd be driving home with it to drink later before bedtime. I looked all over. The only cup I had with a lid was my Avengers cup from when I saw Avengers Endgame at the movie theater in 2019. I said, "Sir, I'm sorry, but I have nothing safe to put this flaming hot Mountain Dew in." He said, "It's okay," and he pulled out a flask. I said, "Why the fuck didn't you tell me you had a flask? That's perfect. I spent 5 minutes looking for a cup, and you had a flask the entire time." We agreed it was water under the bridge, and I poured half of my can of flaming hot Mountain Dew into his flask. I spilled a little bit, but most of it got in. Then he fixed the hole in my vinyl floors and left. The next morning, I got a call from a blocked number. I ignored it. They called again, so I answered it, and it was the contractor's wife. She wanted to thank me for selling her husband half a can of flaming hot Mountain Dew. Apparently, he had erectile dysfunction, and after drinking it, he not only had a boner again for the first time in 20 years, but he had a bigger boner than he ever had. They had the best sex of their lives. Then, she told me the bad news. The contractor died. He had a heart attack from too much fucking. But she wasn't mad because he died happy. 2 weeks later, I attended the contractor's funeral and listened to a beautiful eulogy. Then they tried to close the casket and it wouldn't close. His dick was still too big. They had to cut a hole in the casket just to close it so they could bury him. After the funeral, his wife came up to me and gave me a hug, but it lasted a little too long for a normal hug. She felt the bulge of my flaming hot Mountain Dew dick and got horny again. I had to tell her, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I have a girlfriend and I think you're just confused because you're grieving." She cried and said I was right and thanked me for coming to the funeral. I still have half a can of flaming hot Mountain Dew at home, but I'm afraid to drink it.